very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for watching UBC television with me, Wadulo Mark Arnold. This is your lunchtime bulletin, this 30th day of January 2023. And without further ado, these are the stories we have for you. To start off, preparations for the 37 years of liberation celebrations are in advanced stages, and the main event will be held in Kakumiro district. At this year's event, 50 medals will be awarded to individuals that have contributed to the development of the country. The State Minister for Kampala Metropolitan, Kabuye Chofa Togabye, revealed this while updating the media at the Uganda Media Center. Details in the story.
Policy started with the move to the left in 1969. That's when we killed the private capital in this country. After the 1969 pronouncement, the move to the left, the policy just captured everything, actually removed by force the wealth from the private sector to cooperatives. Unfortunately, partially, I'm a beneficiary of that policy, because my father, before he joined this struggle, he was one of the people in the East Mango Growers Union, which was as a result of its birth was because of the police orientation. Now, since then, 1972, again, there weren't any other serious policy to guide further. This ended in 1993, when the IMF and other things brought in the new policy. Now, it removed from the public kind of setting, from the cooperatives, back to the private sector. What came out of that? In that, again, the policy direction which came out was the birth of another coffee marketing boards. Now, the many coffee marketing boards, remember the 1969 put in place a one coffee marketing board, a one link marketing board, and others, by removing private capital. So 1993-95, a new kind of policy came in. That is now the privatization, which gave birth to various kind of institutions like a Chiagaranyi Coffee. Those were the new now coffee marketing boards and others. The grain milling, something after the grain, remember the other previous grain milling council. So what we are talking about, as we've been suffering policy directives and policy orientations throughout. So the private sector, the private capital, take it back to 1969, which gave birth to the cooperatives. Even this Bugisu Cooperative Union we have most, some of the unions were as a result of that policy. So there's nothing like there's a market or inclusiveness, depends on how you're looking at things. But we need to study the economy carefully. Where we were, 1962, what happens between 1962 and 1986, then what happens 1986 to the privatization, 1993-95, then what happens from 95 to date. Having understood all that dynamism, then we shall be able to talk about the policy disorientation and the distortion. As I wind up, I need also to inform members who are going to come to Kakeka Stadium, Opera Ground in Kakumiro, that as we've invited you all, please, some of your valuable equipments should not come. Don't bring your cameras, apart from only those accredited pressmen who will cover the function. You may even leave the phones in your cars, if possible. Leave your laptops home, if possible. Just come for merry making, because it's going to be a marvelous day in Kakumiro.
A marvelous day in Kakumiro. Now moving on, the Commissioner Human Resource at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Ronald Chiberu, has underscored the need for partnership between secondary schools and technical and vocational training institutions. Chiberu was inspecting training by national physical education teachers, where they showcased various physical activities. Let's have a look.
We go. Physical education is one of the compulsory subjects under the new lower secondary curriculum. Thus, the call to provide suitable equipment to enable students appreciate the subject.
I've seen them improvising sticks as javelins. What we are saying, we can improve on that improvisation, because we have as a ministry another angle of technical, a creative and an industrial way. So what we shall try to do as much as possible is to partner our schools to the nearby technical schools, the nearby vocational schools, the nearby technical colleges, to see how the materials that have improvised can be bettered.
The Commissioner, Human Resource, Ministry of Education and Sports, Ronald Chiweru, advises school heads on how to devise means to cater for physical education teachers, which has been a challenge.
It doesn't make sense that you have 5 learners for an optional subject. It's better that you refer those learners maybe to a nearby school, or you career guide this learner. We live on limited resource and we can't have everything. So this is about prioritizing of what we need for a learner to be assessed and his learning to be complete.
Since inception, physical education has improved the level of lesson delivery, though the principal education officer admits that the number of teachers is still low.
We would have loved to have all the teachers oriented, but we cannot do it at the same time because of some other pertaining factors like the funding, like the space to accommodate them.
The trainers highlight some of the games and their purpose to improving students' learning.
The second step, it was that step whereby you use different leg, the first leg and the second one, to land.
In addition to strength, it helps to build a child's coordination because you have twists while throwing the implement.
Miriam Womcha, UBC News.
Furthermore, Butaleja and Budaka residents have embarked on a poverty alleviation initiative through mushroom growing. After attaining training from the Great Lakes Region Industrial Institute, communities have now switched to mushroom growing after realizing its flexibility in terms of land size.
Located in Bukedi sub-region, is ranked second to Karamoja Mark areas below the poverty line. To overcome this, Butaleja and Budaka district residents have attained training in mushroom farming to improve their household incomes.
Ennimiro zino nkusaba ozirabirire nga bwe nkugambye goberera emitendera gyonna kati gwasoose okufuna ogenda kutwala ennimiro.
According to some of the community members that include Edith Namemba and Were Andrew, both residents of Nampologoma, after being trained by Great Lakes Industrial Institute, they are set to promote their mushroom business to improve on diet.
Na usomereye obubone hati owoba buno uja ohunganyulwa amago gange okusomesa abaana okulyaho fune obulamu bulangi
biranti obutiko buno bujja kunyamba okunsitula kumbeera kubanga oluvanyuma mu busomesa kumpi navuddemu bwerere neka kati wano nafunye amaanyi nga bambuulira nti buno obutiko buli nationale recognized era bugenda kuggulwayo bweru.
The chief mushroom enterprise instructor Bukedi sub-region Anna Frida Namugero revealed that they are prioritizing training locals that are in cooperatives so as to produce on a large scale.
These farmers, we are not training them on an individual basis, given that we are looking at a large production. Of course, we need them to be in a cooperative. The cooperative is already formed.
The brain behind mushroom business in Bukedi sub-region, Professor Dauda Kavasa, says after the training of farmers, they are now bringing in scientists to provide technical knowledge that will guide farmers on how best they can sustain the business and make profits.
One of the missing links was to bring in the what? The scientists. So scientists are coming down to be part of the input.
The Minister for Science, Technology and Innovations, Dr. Monica Musenero, says the mushroom farming is a recommendable enterprise for parish development model due to its flexibility.
When you have less than an acre, some people have a quarter an acre, then this is a potential enterprise that they can get. It is low effort, it's not too much stressful.
Musenero says the mushroom business has unique food nutrients that contain vitamin D required for a better health of Ugandans.
mushroom is very highly nutritious. It's one of the very, very few products that we have on the Ugandan market that we could have, which has that rare food type called vitamin D, and that is necessary for your health.
Northern Ugandan leaders have raised concern over the implementation of livelihood empowerment projects targeting the region. Opinion leaders say that there is need for effective utilization of projects' funds, status of poverty alleviation, tangible benefits and sustainability strategies of the action for livelihood enhancement. Details in this report.
Under the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda program, DINU, Caritas Switzerland is implementing the Action for Livelihood Enhancement in Northern Uganda, ALENU project, in partnership with Advance Africa and other organizations in 6 districts of Amuru, Pakwach, Agago, Nebi, Zombo and Omoro.
Right now, we are more into the closure phase. Hope to continue having engagements with the district leadership on how to hand over, for example, value addition equipment, hand over groups that have been strengthened on how best they can be boosted and supported into new programs, for example, like the parish development model.
The focus of the project, which is almost at its conclusion, is to improve livelihoods through increased diversified food production, enhanced market opportunities, and better maternal and child nutrition.
All the stakeholders must be involved in this evaluation so that we give a holistic picture of the impact and the areas achieved and the areas identified for continuation, and maybe new areas also that can easily come up. Then we shall begin talking in that manner. Because now, when they ask you, let's extend this program, and somebody will ask, for what reason?
The national dialogue in Kampala, attended by development partners, legislators, local leaders and the public, sought to take stock of the project implementation and guarantee a long-term solution for the smallholder farmers.
We need to change the modality, the mode of farming in our area. Many of our people use very local methods of farming, unhorse, whereby one cannot open up more than 5 hectares per season.
It was observed that whereas the project districts have made significant strides to address various bottlenecks in the target areas, several gaps do exist that need fixing.
You find the cost of administration of the project alone in the center is higher than what is supposed to be implemented on the ground.
The project needs to be extended in order to capture these areas I have been talking about. Production has been ignited. Productivity is going up, but the next steps of storage, of marketing, I think these are critical.
Northern Uganda is one of the most underdeveloped regions in the country in terms of some of the human development indicators. Recent statistics show poverty rates at 43.7% compared to the national average at 21.3%, with women being disproportionately affected. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
And on a lighter note, the Uganda Wildlife Education Center, also known formally as the Entebbe Zoo, has named the only baby giraffe at the center, naming him Diamond. The move by the center is aimed at interesting the private sector in conversations through taking up animal guardianship and support in the conservation education.
Uganda Wildlife Education Center, work together with Diamond Trust Bank, have named a baby giraffe at the center Diamond. The move is aimed at conserving, protecting and creating awareness about the giraffes in the country. Baby Diamond, who was born in July 2022 to Seguya and Makshun, who are both residents at the zoo. Baby Diamond will celebrate his first birthday in July 2023. Diamond Trust Bank contributed 30 million shilling towards the baby giraffe's welfare and also participated in the naming of the giraffe.
In order to encourage the tourism sector or even the people of Uganda to visit more to this type of facilities, we encourage them. First and foremost, anybody visit here and visit our diamond, the giraffe here, there will be a coupon worth 25,000 shilling, which they cannot encash directly. That will be a reduction or a concession in charges which they can use either in their existing account or an account to be opened. It is applicable for all visitors. They could be existing customers of DTB or new customers. Either way, they will be benefited by 25,000 shilling by just a visit to our diamond, the giraffe, the new baby giraffe.
The head of education at UWEC, David Musingo, says the naming ceremony is another way of conserving and passing on education to the young people and coming generation.
Recently, giraffes were translocated, not transported, translocated to Pianupe in Karamoja. And the more giraffes were translocated to Lake Mburo. And the reports that we are getting from the field, they are reproducing. Like Lake Mburo, about 15 there, they were translocated. Now we are talking about 47. So the number is increasing. Murchison Falls, the number is increasing. Chidepa, so I think conservation efforts are yielding results.
The giraffe is a large African hoofed mammal belonging to the genus Giraffa. It is the tallest living terrestrial animal and the largest ruminant on Earth. The population of giraffes in the country is steadily increasing, with about 1,500 giraffes, but faced with a lot of destruction in the wild due to poaching and resource extraction. In Uganda, giraffes are found in Murchison Falls National Park, Lake Mburo National Park, Kidepo Valley National Park, among others. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
That takes us for a short commercial break. When we return, we'll be back with more lunchtime news.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149 *10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149 *10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149 *10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, Nga, you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello, is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rose's HIV status?
Okay, this is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
Soka numpa hemanga tona dinda genyonta isuse kodia abasoga myuse nenkalama teri wane nyula jonyambe umpe okuhema cause I love you hema everybody know oh hema maziganga gampomela.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kapote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kapote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kapote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Regulated by UCC.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, Uganda's national carrier, Uganda Airlines, has set out strategies aimed at cutting costs and prioritizing partnerships with other airlines in the region. The airline CEO, Jennifer Bamuturachi, says that they are also looking at harnessing the gains reached at so far as to entirely break even in the seemingly turbulent skies.
I'm happy to say that we submitted our application. At a first level, it was acceptable, and they needed a few, some information on safety, which we have provided, and that means we are a step closer to our flights to the UK. Of course, an assessment of Entebbe Airport must happen. This assessment takes between 1 to 2 years. But as an airline, we're not going to wait for 1 or 2 years. So we're going to look at how else can we do it. Now, the UK Safety Department and Transport Department have given us 5 points where they believe that we can fly through another country that is approved. So we are looking at all these different areas, and it changes what where we're planning to fly, because some of these areas were not on our original list. But to be able to get to the UK, these are some of the points we must look at. Of course, one of them is Ghana. So we had started already our designation processes with some of these places. We've been able to talk with Turkish Airlines, and those discussions are going really, really well for an interline. In the new year, we should be able to start our bilateral discussions in terms of special pro-rate agreements and rates exchanges. So there's a lot that has been happening in terms of interlines to create more revenue for the airline, so that we're not just looking at us flying. Where we don't go, we can sell going there. We've also had a very good interaction with Kenya Airways, and we have been in talks as well for protection. We've been in talks with Air Tanzania. Actually, this year they were here. They did an audit because they are IOSA and we're not. but IOSA gave a waiver that they can do an audit, and for us it's a good thing because it closes the gap to our own IOSA certification. So there's a lot happening in those areas of interline. We have to save we will save on a lot of things, especially where we have third-party suppliers handling our aircraft. That will also brings me to another point. In 2022, we've been able to, much as we did our self-handling, remember we have our own equipment, so we've been able to hire out this equipment at a fee. So we've signed some agreements with operators in the region where we've hired out. We've actually started making money out of this equipment. So we're seeing ourselves doing what we want as a saving is also making money for us. Eventually, with self-handling, we will go into special flights. We were already doing them with charters, and we have an internal team that was already handling these flights as special. 2023, we will be able to set up a proper special flights division. We're not employing afresh. We'll use the same team we have in our self-handling project, and they will be able to handle these flights.
And now into the sports field. Sports Club Villa's Kenneth Semakula was named man of the match as Uganda won a 1-0 victory against Ivory Coast on Wednesday. The player believes the victory motivates them going forward and hoping for the best in the final group game against Ivory Coast. Details in this report.
All that win was vital. We needed that win so that we could raise our confidence and also reach our goals as a team and a country. So we had to get the maximum points in order to at least chase our goals. That win, we really worked hard for it, and as a player, I had the opportunity, I had to grab my opportunity. So I had to put all the best on the pitch so that I can give what my country expects from us.
And how?
This win motivates us because we want to at least top the group. So with that, so that we can be through to the quarterfinals. So it really motivates us and gives us the confidence also. It's all about being disciplined and working hard, because it's not easy to go through all those categories, but when you're disciplined and humbled and when you have big dreams to achieve, still keep.
Furthermore, Andy Murray produced another scarcely believed display to fight back from 2 sets down to beat Tanasi Kokinaki in an epic Australian Open match, finishing at 4 minutes and 5 seconds local time. In one of the latest finishes in tennis history, Murray won 4-6, 6-7, 7-6, 6-3, 7-5 on a night of grueling physical and mental endurance. The second round match started at 2200 hours 20 minutes and lasted 5 hours 45 minutes. The exhausted Briton remained calm after taking his first match point with a confident backhand down the line, sighing heavily before the two players enjoyed a warm embrace at the net. With his proud mom, Judy, looking close to tears in the stands, Murray then let out a series of huge roars as he celebrated one of the best comebacks of his career. A healthy and boisterous crowd stayed inside Margaret Court Arena until the end, showing their appreciation for the efforts of both men and providing much needed vocal support. The match is the second latest finishing in Australian Open history after the 2008 third round match between Leighton Hewitt and Marcos Bagadatis that ended at 4-34.
thrown there, Murray. His favourite pass on the forehand is cross-court.
Midnight madness in Melbourne.
Quite interesting right there. Those swings must be very powerful. Otherwise, thank you very much for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold. Do join me later on this evening for the news tonight. Otherwise, for now, I must say have yourselves a lovely lunch.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.